hearing and seeing me? We are live. We are live. Okay, so we're gonna do um, some work. We are live. Okay, so we're gonna do some work. All right, so let's just go ahead. Ignore all these existing tabs. We have to change the folder name of this template task, and I'm just gonna go through this. Yeah, I'm just gonna pause that so I don't hear anything random. Let's go ahead and change this to Polyglot Compose Architecture Linter. So I'm just gonna change that. And now we're gonna go in here. We have some bunch of files that we have. We have to use kebab case. This is called kebab case, okay? Don't rename again later, and the root folder must look like this. So we got instruction.md, we got task.toml, got the environment folder. In the environment folder, we have a Docker file, all right? And then we have a solution folder. In the solution, we have a solution.solve.sh shell script. And then we have the test folder. In the test folder, we have a test.cert shell, and we have the test outputs.py. Cool. This is a perfect project directory. And now, step by step, we're going to build the task. We're going to write instruction.md most important file. So we're going to go here and I'm just gonna open it up. Now, one thing I'm a little don't like is I get opened up with cursor. I feel like I should make a tutorial on how to use cursor properly. But yeah, for right now, we're gonna show and we're gonna open it up. It's slow too, honestly. Visual Studio Code is really fast, and I know I'm just used to that. Okay, so we're gonna write an instruction.md file. I'm gonna go here. I'm just gonna create a file, and I'm gonna call. Oof. Okay, instruction.md file is already there. Create a file named app hello.txt. Right. In the app, uh, write hello world to it. Okay. Anyway. Um, File must describe everything the tests check. Will fail you if your tests assert behavior not described. You can adapt. All right, so I'm gonna use this, um, MD instruction.md format. Okay, so we got a couple of. You're given a polyglot microservices mono repo. Look at a repo. The repository contains multiple services defined in repo, Docker, Compose, YAML. Each service has its own source of directory and may be written in Python Node or Go. Your task is to build a CLI tool named ArcLint that analyzes the repository and produces architecture artifacts. Cool. So these uh, only repo or CF fails. So write task.toml. In task.toml, I think we saw that. So we got a couple of things here. Um, so we got the metadata, author name, author email, difficulty. Okay, I'm gonna have to put in the information here. But you can see over here, do not invent extra fields. See, checks this strictly. Um, then we got, okay. So I'm going to go in the tag section and I'm going to add in this category, difficulty, medium. Just add that. And then we're going to have the name and other things here. But right now you can see in the environment build time, I could put over here like that. And then the agent, I could put in that. Whereas the verifier would be this one. Um, I don't know, I'll just put my name for now. And I will have to add the email as well. So for those of you who want to see the email, I mean, I'm not even that famous, honestly. If you guys have sponsor deals, please email that over here, okay? Um, After that, we got environment Docker file. This container must include Python graphics, repo picture, the mono repo the agent analyzes. Okay, we got a Docker file, so So it's test, solution, environment. All right, there's our Docker file from Python, Slim Bookworm. So we're gonna have to environment, Docker file, Python GraphViz repo fixture, the monorepo the agent analyzes. So I'm gonna make sure that we are using Python 3.11 Slim. Work directory is the repo folder, and then we have all this stuff that we have to run and copy that import use import rules. Do not copy solution. Do not copy test. Um, Solution folder. 1 minute. So if I see over here, there's no such thing as a solution or a test. See, I explicitly checks this. All right. Create the monorepo fixture. We got inside environment. Um, create. We're gonna have to create some files. Environment and then a repo folder. So I'm gonna go here. Environment. We're gonna create a repo folder. Not repos, but repo. In the repo folder, you'll have docker compose.yaml. All right. We got a service A folder. So you can create a folder here, service A. We got a service B folder as well. So we could just create another folder called service B. And those who can't see, I'll just zoom in. And we also got app.py over here. Just gonna add that. And then for service B, we're gonna have index.js. All right. I think we're good. We're gonna have to make at least 2 services, which we see over here. 2 languages, 1 dependency. This is what the agent analyzes. So we're gonna have to write Oracle solution. So in the solution.solve, if I look at this one, the script proves that the task is solvable. It must run the tool, generate artifacts, be deterministic. So if you look at the shell script right now, it just has a random hello world, writes to an hello.txt file. Um, we're not going to echo answers, but we're just going to use this code. So it's a shebang, bin bash, set e, cd repo, python arclint.py, compose docker compose. Okay, so you'll see that there is that file, right? So that's why we're running that command here in this where we were in this shell script. So we're going into the directory. We're gonna run this Python file. We're gonna compose our Docker, okay, this thing. Um, and we're gonna also do out of our artifacts. Okay, write test. Uh, we're gonna have to write test now, test outputs. So if you go here, test output.py, graphical files exist, or markdown includes required sections, and exit code fails on cycle. So yeah, these are just the test files. Hello text, hello.txt. Okay. So repo, we're gonna go in the artifacts, so you can see over here. I mean, yeah. So since we have these functions, we can also add these 2 functions here on the bottom, and repo artifacts. So if we go to primary repo artifacts, architecture dot dot, and repo artifacts overview.md. Do not skip. All right. Okay, one thing I gotta make sure is that start environment. I created what did we create? So we created a folder. Okay, so let's go here. All right, a folder named. And since you can't see the chat window of my chat GPT, it's on another computer, so you can just see the main work that I'm doing here on this screen. And included all the files that you mentioned. Please tell me everything from scratch. Don't miss any step so that I can finalize. I am lost here. Yeah, I mean, harbor is one thing, and there's okay, you're at the exact right place to pause and get the workflow unstuck. I'll restart from there and make you the way to zip upload it and CAP. You also did this when you're stuck on. Skeleton, Docker, environment, Oracle, test, agent, zip, and bin platform. And that's quick reality check. Two possible tool chains. Your material section mention harbor CLI commands, harbor and TB commands, TB runs, per agent run. Use this mapping if you have a harbor installed. Use harbor commands exactly as the guide. If you have TB installed, use TB for agent runs and checks for your local environment. Start is typical still typically harbor based depending on what on their skeleton. We'll start with harbor since that's what you're trying to run. Yeah, I mean, um, start with the harbor since that's what you're trying to run. Do this once. Confirm Docker is running. Open Docker desktop. Okay. What the heck? So let's go to Docker desktop. Okay, so okay, it doesn't even open, man. Or is it gonna take so long to open? What is going on, bro? Or maybe it's in the background. I don't know. Why is it like that? Bro, okay, I'm a little lost here because I don't know where I can get that installed. Download Docker desktop. Containerization software for developers and teams. Um, Intel chip or Apple Silicon. AMD 64. I mean, there's two of the same things. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I had the installer before too. I'm just installing it again. Look how fast my internet speed is. It's a flex. Now, see full download history. I'm just gonna click on this executable. Man, what I don't like about this software is that it requires you to okay, it's saying it is existing. Okay, I don't know. I don't know why it's not working. Hello, sir. W is in the chat. Um, we're gonna have to say why is my Docker not working because I don't know what's the problem here. Have a control panel. Uninstall a program. Docker desktop should be over here somewhere. You know what I don't like about this is that why is so much, man? Why? I did this last time with my old computer. It was just the size of 3.10 GB. Okay, we're gonna go and just grab the installer again. See what happens. Yeah, allow Windows containers to be used with the installation. Okay, I'm just unpacking all these files. It's gonna take so long, man. This is why I would say getting a really fast PC now is very important. I don't even have Docker Desktop installed. Okay, so it's just gonna keep doing this. All right, it's installation successful. Close that. It should populate here somewhere. Please run as administrator. Uh, okay, finally. Okay, accept. I think this happened last time, and okay. Um, I don't know. Should we just like sign in with Google? Why do we even have to sign in? Like, bro, not even this account. Let's just sign in with the other one. Um, yeah, this one. So, like, why do you even need to sign in, man? Sign it. I just get that URL and paste it here. Sign it. Oh, wow. Didn't work. So, ah, why is it like that, bro? Okay, sign up. Why is it like that, bro? Why? Don't know my username. Forgot password. Now it's gonna take forever to get that email. Why is it gonna take forever, bro? Why? Take the draft. No, not the drafts. The spams. Streamlit. I remember this software. Hmm. Bro, this is so lame. This is so lame. You know what? I think we don't even need an account. Why are we wasting time? All right. Um. Make sure it says running. Where the heck does it say running? Engine running. There you go. Make sure it says if they're in the running, Harbor will fail. Okay, install Harbor CLI. It's a Python package on your host machine, Windows PowerShell or command prompt. We're just gonna open it up in the same directory. So legitimately, uh, this one is like working directory. So here we're gonna have a. I believe so. I have Python. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna install pip install Harbor, and it should install that for us. And then once we get that, we should be able to run. Okay, let all of that install for us. It should be done. Come on, come on, come on. OpenAI, I see a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, keep going. Keep going, keep going. Yeah, buddies. Join and send messages in the chat. Okay. Uh, so many things going on. I don't know. I'm gonna try to finish this stream in like 30 minutes or something because it's like 12:32 here. It's very late, and I gotta sleep too. Yeah, it's gonna take forever. All right. So now that we have done that, let's go and run Harbor. It should work. The heck is this stuff? Harbor options. Install completion with the current shell. Show completion, help, run. These are some commands. Start job, alias for Harbor jobs start. Not recognized, try Python-m, Harbor-help, or ensure your Python scripts folder is in path. This prerequisite is explicitly required. Validate your folder structure, common failure point. Okay, inside your folder, we've got a couple of files and stuff. Um, environment must exist. So you can see over here in that project directory, we have the environment, right? Must exist. They must exist. They use this to avoid accidentally copying test solutions. Uh, Docker file must not copy solution or tests. Okay. Must not copy solution or tests. All files must be under 1 MB. Use absolute path and instructions. Fix your start environment issue. What if it does? What it does? When start environment does, harbor task for start environment. Build your environment Docker file. Starts a container. Drops you into a shell inside the container. Uh, Build your environment Docker file. Starts a container. Drops you into a shell inside the container. So you can manually try the steps your agent will later do. The three most common reasons it fails. Docker desktop is running. Harbor can't find your folder path. Your environment Docker file is invalid. Run it correctly from the directory that contains your folder. Run this thing. All right. So what we're gonna do is go here, and you'll see this command, which is harbor task start environment hyphen path polyglot compose architecture linter and hyphen hyphen interactive. I don't know if this is gonna work. This path should usually be relative uh, or absolute. Okay, file not found. Wow. Um, this is what I get when trying to run command harbor command in the root folder of what polyglot compose um, architecture linter. Man. So why this error is happening is that we're currently inside the folder. Okay, but you ran this command. However, look for a folder named Polyglot Compose Architecture inside the current folder. So there's no folder, does not exist. That's why the error says Polyglot Compose Architecture linter instruction IMD. I was literally trying to open instruction, but the file is actually the correct command. This will work since you are already inside the task folder. The path should be .current. Run this instead. Oh, okay. So we were basically inside of it. That's why it didn't work. But if we run Harbor task and start environment path interactive, uh, that tells Harbor this current folder is the task root. Okay, it's still not implementing stuff here. Like if I suppose go one place, okay, so I say cd back, I don't know, and then I say, okay, I don't know if this is gonna work. Not implemented error. Okay, if I go back inside, now I was in there, so I was like cd polyglot, poly, polyglot, and then I was running that command, interactive, so I get the same, fancy error. Why is it like so much, man? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clear the screen and then run the command again. Ba-doop. Bro. Non-obvious. I'm going to be very clear and very concrete. Okay. Harbor's desktop environment startup is not supported on native Windows Python. It's also a known limitation of Harbor plus asyncio on Windows. On Mac OS and Linux. This ever never happens. On Windows it does. It just ends here. This is Python telling you async subprocess execution on the for this loop on Windows. Uh, you must run terminus task inside the WSL2 Linux. It's not optional. Okay, official word. It's called WSL2. Oh, WinBarshal. Bro, do we have a WSL2? Man, why is like so many stuff going on? WSL. We have WSL. Uh, After reboot, start menu, launch Ubuntu, you'll get Linux terminal like. Okay, so Ubuntu, we're gonna have to run this stuff. Docker WSL, if you already have Docker desktop and now enable WSL integration, open Docker desktop. Settings, resources, WSL integration, enable Ubuntu, apply and restart, verify inside Ubuntu, Docker version. Let's go here in Ubuntu. And then you can see over here we have the Docker. Now that it's a Python pip inside Ubuntu, we're gonna have. I love these commands. So when I was small, I really loved sudo apt update. This one. Oh, sudo password for ours. I don't know. I think it's. I sometimes I forget about it, man. It's not good. One two one two three. I always like mess up forgetting the password, man. Let me see if I have the password. I'm gonna have to stop sharing my screen for some seconds. Mm. Oh man, why is it like that, bro? So many passwords these days. Mm, hmm Oh man, it was expected. I forgot the password. We're going because I need another wrong. Okay, close Ubuntu. Ubuntu is open. Close the window completely. Let's close it out. Um, Open PowerShell as administrator. PowerShell as admin. Find your WSL distro name. -L. Windows subsystem for Linux distributions. Ubuntu default. Docker desktop. Run this exact command. Replace Ubuntu if needed. So WSL-D. Man, why we always make mistakes, bro? I don't know why. Ubuntu-U root. Alright. Yeah, there is some kind of Linux prompt. Okay, well, that's cool. We're logged in as root. Cool. Root at Harris mount / mount /c /windows /system32 hashtag ls /home. So first let's just do ls. Okay, we got a lot of files. So what we need instead of wasting time is ls /home. Okay, we're in the home directory. I'll list the home and it's just gonna highlight the zh. You'll see something like Harris. Yeah, I see Harris right here. This is your Ubuntu username. Now reset the password. We're going to say PSSWD. All right. And then we'll say Harris. New password. And then we'll just make sure we never forget this one. Password updated successfully. Exit root session. So we're just going to exit that out. Now what we're going to do is, since we did that with PowerShell, we're going to open up Ubuntu again. And now we're going to try to update that command. Sudo apt update. We're going to use the password that we created, and there you go. Oh man. Now we're going to have the sudo apt install command -y python 3 pip. Should install that for us. And we're going to have to make sure that they're installed properly as well. Okay, so to verify if Python 3 is installed, you can check with this command, which is called Python 3 version. Okay, and the other one is pip 3 version. Okay. Now we're gonna have to install Harbor, just like the same process we were doing. Pip 3 install Harbor, externally managed environment. The environment is externally managed to install Python packages. Try apt install. Okay, we got some kind of another. When trying to install pip 3 install Harbor. I get that. Oh, you're doing this. Pep is not an error. We'll fix the right way though. You'll be unblocked. Ubuntu now protects system Python, so pip3 install Harbor is blocked by design. This is good. We just need to install Harbor in an isolated way. Correct solution. We'll use pipx, which is exactly meant for tools like Harbor. Install required system packages. So again, I don't know why we run the first command sudo apt update, and then we have the Python install -y python 3 full pipx. It gives you full Python toolchain pipx isolated CLI installer. Pipex is in the on the path. This restarts your Ubuntu terminal import. So yeah, we're getting Pipex now. Now we can ensure Pipex is in our path, and you can see success added. Pipex ensure path, and we have added local hars local bin to the path environment variable. Consider adding shell completions for Pipex. Run Pipex completions for instructions. You will need to open a new terminal or re-log in for the path changes to take effect. Otherwise, Pipex is ready to go. Then restart your Ubuntu terminal. Okay, we're gonna have to restart our Ubuntu terminal. All right, so I'm just gonna close it out. Uh, why is it like this, bro? This can be okay. What in the world? Why are we clear? Okay, so now that we have that, let's install Harbor with pipx. Pipx install Harbor. Okay, creating shared libraries. This would install Harbor in its own virtual environment and exposes the Harbor command globally. Okay. I'm gonna wait until this is done. Why don't you use cursor or something like that? Bro, I want to start using that soon. Um, I will create a video on it. An entire video on learning. Um, learning, what's it called? Cursor, IDE, and making an AI project. Okay. What are we making? We're making a Docker. It's a project that is gonna have some environments within Ubuntu. We're learning how to use containers. We're gonna learn how AI can also be used to automate commands. So it's complete AI system we're designing just go flow by flow. so it's a nice learning exercise for those who wanna become good at programming and stuff. So what we have is that Harbor is now globally available. We can like ask if Harbor is installed using Harbor help. So if we do that, you can see over here, you got a couple of commands that are already available, which is good news. Um, now, why this wasn't the correct approach is avoids breaking system Python, and then works with Python 3.12. It matches CI environment assumptions and avoids permission issues. Okay, so this kind of aligns with Ubuntu's official guidelines and PEP 668. This is an issue with the Windows thing, but now this next steps is we're gonna have to CD into the particular folder. So work on no Windows async issues, no Python install issues. Now we're gonna run this command. Oh man, I hate when it copies so much text. And then look at how it just stopped now. The screen just froze. What in the world is this? Ubuntu. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do cd. Let's see what message file or directory. We're gonna have to go into that particular directory, bro. Okay. So yeah, we're getting that same error. I get when running uh, it on my Ubuntu terminal. Do I navigate that folder path? Man, hold on me. Nothing is broken. I'll explain what's wrong and I'll give you. And then try to read this one, but your Ubuntu terminal is currently here. That means this one has no instruction.md in the so fail. Also, this line confirms that the folder does not exist in the WSL yet. Your task folder is still on Windows. Your cell fix copy and your task into. Bro, what the heck? Hardware plus Docker must run from the Linux file system, not Windows. Do this cleanly. Create a workplace in the WSL in Ubuntu terminal. Man, we're gonna have to do so much stuff, man. We're gonna create a workplace directory which is called Terminus. We're gonna go. You should see Terminus. So it's a what's it called? So we have an ls and tilde. This kind of tells us there's a Terminus folder. Again, what in the world? How is a namespace .yaml? I think we were uh, practicing pods in the beginning, and then we used to do that. Cover the task from window. So lives on the window that yeah. In WSL drive, so window drives are mounted under MNT. Run this exact command. So when we want to copy files over from a Windows computer to a WSL system, we use this command, which is copy. So it's cp copy -r remote mnt c users gng downloads, and then this is the thing, right? The folder over here in the C drive, and then it would do a tilde r terminus, so it's going to bring it in here. So that's it. Verify that task exists in terminus. So when we do terminus ls, you'll see that the folder now exists. It was so fast. Um, Now we're gonna have to enter into the directory. So we go. Why is it like so bad command lines? So we do cd inside the terminus folder. Now within there, when we run the ls command here, you'll see all the stuff that we created here in the C drive, remember, locally. And now once we have, we'll see instruction.md too, right? Now inside, from inside the task folder. So, um, okay. So we're in the, I don't know, man. Tasks, I don't have a folder called task. But when I run this command now, harbor tasks, start environment, path, and interactive. uh, so where is the task folder right now? You are already in the correct place. This line proves it. So we're supposed to be in that particular area. Somewhere in terminus, probably got glot. The path expands to home, Harris, terminus, and hardware is correctly finding instruction to home and environment. So the folder location is not the problem anymore. What's the real error is root cause. This is the key line. So the invalid, you know that thing underscore h invalid tag HB underscore and score invalid reference format. And this line tells us guys where it comes from. It's because image is equal to HB. Harbor is doing internally. Harbor auto generates a Docker image name like HB task name. Your task name is inferred from the folder name, and Harbor is ending up with that. This means Harbor failed to resolve a valid task name, usually because of task.toml configuration. Why this happens? Very common. This happens when task.toml is created missing required environment metadata. So Harbor falls back to an empty image name. Specifically, you are using a Docker file, but your task.toml does not declare a Docker image context. Harbor then tries to build with an empty image, HB. This is an obvious and trips up a lot of first time. Okay, the fix to do this, you need to tell Harbor how to build the Docker image by adding hmm, you need to tell Harbor how to build the Docker image by adding one line to task.toml. Let's see. Bro. We got so many operations here. So basically you are putting an operating system in an operating system. You're using Linux, right? Yeah. What are you building? You're making a Docker container. What does that do? It's like a virtual machine and virtual computers. Hey guys, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get a break. So I'm gonna come back and I'm just gonna pause right now. All right, so we got yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue here. Um, so let's go back here. Where were we? In the Ubuntu image. I'm going back to the terminal here. Okay. So why was this error coming in the first place? Um, and the reason why this is happening is, um, you know, uh, the harbor tries to build with an empty tag HB. Now the fix is you need to tell Harbor how to build the Docker image by adding one line to task.toml. Okay, so we're gonna go to um, task.toml. If you go ls, you'll see over here task.toml, right? So, so it's a metadata issue. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do nano task.toml. All right, and then we're gonna add Docker image under environment. Your environment section should look something like this. All right, so we're gonna go to the insert mode. Okay, we're over here. So we have environment, and then we have build timeout sec, CPUs, memory MB, storage DB or storage MB, and then 1024 1 600. And what we need here on the bottom is a Docker image. I don't know how we can copy paste. Let's see. I think there was one command that we do is Control Shift and right click. Okay, that's like paste here. So Docker image, polyglot, all that. I think we're all good with that environment section. The image must be lowercase and no spaces. So that's the image name, okay? Valid Docker tag format. This completely avoids the HB auto tag path that's happening. Save and exit. So we're gonna do escape. Okay. Control O, enter, and Control X. Save and exit. So okay, so we're gonna do Control and O, and then we have Control and file name to write toml.exe, and then Control.x. Where is Control.x? I can't see it. So okay, I can't see Control L. Free bend. Okay. Control C. Is there a way to like copy, save, um, cut, paste, location, redo, copy, set mark, um, Control X, save modified, yes, Control C, exit X, yes. What is happening, man? Control C, Control X, save modified buffer, yes. Okay, why can't we just go out now? Cancel, exit, exit, no. Alright, I hope it's updated now if I do cat task.toml. No, it's not even saved, man. What the heck? So we're gonna go again, nano. We're gonna go all the way over here. I'm gonna Control Shift and right click. Colon. Okay. We're gonna do, you know, honestly, if I tell you one other thing is, Control X, Control C, Control X. Okay, exit. C. Oh, task.toml. Okay, I think it saved now. Sorry about all of that, bro. But yeah, we got it saved. Okay, cool. Now that's clean up any partial Dr. State recommended. We're gonna clean up any of those, old stuff that might have been created. So Docker compose down remove orphans. No configuration file provided. So we're gonna have um, both of this. Man, why is it always like this? So copy. Okay, total reclaimed space. So I did like orphan true, Docker system prune F. Total reclaimed space is 0 bytes. This prevents stale and build metadata. And rerun Harbor. This should work now. From the same folder, what we're going to do is we're going to run that command that we were, trying to run before. Now this is a problem where we're making sure that we don't highlight anything when we're copying. Harbor task, start environment, path, and interactive. Now you can see over here we have a couple of things that we can um, man, why is it still getting this reference? Expected behavior now, Docker build starts, no invalid tag, container starts, you drop into a shell like. We don't get it. Actually, we still get this issue. So, I did the following, but get this now. Okay, so thanks guys for that. I think most of you guys are left or not. I think we have like an hour done. Um, we might continue later on. It's pretty late over here. It's like 1 a.m. So we might have a part two depending on your requests. Let me know what you guys think. Is it worth it or not? Yeah, so I'm still here for some minutes, but then I'm gonna close the stream. But if you have questions, throw them in the chat. Why is the quality of the image so bad, man? I'm still in the stream, so if anyone wants any questions asked, let me know.